Hi, Dr. Uthman. I am Haman N. I did an HIV test before marrying my wife and we are both negative. However, after 4 months, when we went for antenatal care, she was found positive while I am negative. We both agreed to separate, but I remained taking care of her because she was carrying my baby. What surprises me is that yesterday, after 4 months of separation, I tested positive, yet I never had any other affair. I'm very confused and worried. Why did she test negative, yet she was positive? And how did I acquire HIV 4 months later after separating with an HIV positive person?
Ask Dr. Uthman on Sawa Wall.
Quite often, such stories make us emotional. And indeed, this is one of the saddest stories I have heard in my medical practice. However, welcome to Ask Dr. Uthman YouTube channel. This is your channel where you learn medicine at the comfort of your living room. Please, if you're a new person here, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. In this video, we are going to talk about number 1, why should someone test negative for HIV when they are actually positive? And number 2, we would like to know whether someone can transmit HIV or you can spread to the partner if you are in your window period. And for today, it's so special that I have been joined by an HIV specialist because we would like to get the gist of this matter. I am joined by Dr. Kamoga Samuel, who is an HIV specialist from TASO, Uganda. TASO is the AIDS support organization in Uganda. And I'm going to interact with him to digest this issue. We find a solution for Haman and all of you, our viewers. Please take a watch.
Yes, Dr. Uthman, these are rare circumstances that we often come across. It is not surprising that such a scenario, our friend found himself in such shoes. It is very possible that by the time these two people did an HIV test, that one of them must have been infected.
Okay.
Though when somebody gets an infection, there is what we call a window period.
Okay.
A window period, that is the period that it takes the HIV virus from the time it gets into your cells to the time when it starts making other new viral copies, making new viruses. And this period can range from 3 months to 9 months. Meaning
so
that
you mean
yes,
once I get HIV today,
yes,
it can take a period of 3 to 9 months for it to multiply,
yes, to make new copies of the virus, then the body to start responding by producing antibodies against the virus.
So antibodies, you're meaning our defense cells,
yes,
our cells
yes,
that fight against the virus.
So when this virus comes into your cells, goes into dormancy. It brings its genetic material, inserts it or puts it into your body cells, and then it first keeps quiet. So that period when it has entered to the time when it starts now making viral copies, that's what we call seroconversion in science.
So you mean this period the virus is inactive?
Is inactive, and the body may not have realized that there is an enemy within the body to start producing soldiers to go and fight the enemies.
Okay.
And when you look at some of these tests that commonly that are used, they test antibodies.
They test the presence of soldiers
against the HIV virus. So it can so happen that if I got an infection today, you test me tomorrow, I will be negative because in the body there seems to be no activity.
Now, my viewers, I think this is really going to be very challenging for all of you. You can be positive, tested negative. It is very possible. It is very possible. So please always take caution. So here there is a very big point. Someone is in their window period. Can they spread the virus? Yes. Actually, this is one of the times when the virus is highly multiplying into your body. And therefore, if you had unprotected intercourse with a person who is in her or his window period, you can contract the virus. Therefore, you are not safe. And that is why, in my conclusion, I will give you this. Sometimes maybe doctors give false results when they...
It is not possible for someone to just give false results. But it can happen under the following circumstances.
Yeah.
One, if somebody has been positive, already HIV positive, but has been on treatment over time,
taking their drugs
frequently, very well, without defaulting, without missing their doses,
yes,
for some time.
Okay.
It means that the viruses get almost wiped out of the body because the drugs stop them from producing the viral copies. And as time passes by, the body reaches a stage where as if there is no infection because all these copies have been wiped out. But remember, the infection is still in your body because its DNA is still there. So if this person stops taking the medicines, it again starts again making more copies. In such a scenario, it happens that if this lady was already on treatment and this gentleman didn't know, and they used what we call these test strips, determine, start pack, there are chances that you can get a false negative result.
Now, how can I know? I mean, what is that test that can tell that this person is having HIV, whether it's still in the window period, or whether the person is taking drugs and they have suppressed the virus?
Please.
Which test can I
Thank you, Dr. Uthman. One of the tests that you can use to really clear out the air whether somebody is having some viral material, HIV material in his or her body or not, is called DNA, HIV RNA PCR, or HIV DNA PCR. That is a test that you can use at any time to confirm either presence or absence of viral HIV material in your body.
Our viewers, actually DNA PCR is also the same test we do for testing children who are below 18 months.
Yes.
If a child is still 18 months and below, we don't use the usual test, we use the DNA PCR. And I think you've seen various children, they're getting dry samples, or getting blood from their feet, from their toes, and that's DNA PCR.
Yes,
so, Dr. Kamoga, now people are going to get worried. I have gone with my lover, we've gone to the clinic or any health facility, and it's positive, it's negative. Can we go on with the marriage, or we have to first do a DNA PCR? Or we should just maybe wait for some months and then...
Yes, it is encouraged. That's why even as we say it when we are interacting with our clients, we tell them that HIV, you are negative as at that time when you are told that you are negative.
Yes. So, Dr. Kamoga, repeat that.
Yes, we always tell them that you are negative as of that day over as at that time when you are told that you were negative.
So which means tomorrow you can
be positive. That is the message. That's why it is encouraged that after doing the first test and you are negative, wait after like 3 months, just like this gentleman did. Because he says in his question that after 4 months he tested and they were found positive. Meaning that there are things I get from this kind of scenario and a question, in that it seems this lady, when she got married to the gentleman, she stopped taking medicines
because
now they were together. She feared to be known that she's HIV positive, just as we said earlier on, that now the virus now started again making copies, and the body again started making more antibodies. So when they went back for a test, it was again what? Positive. That one tries to make anybody understand that when somebody takes his or her medicines consistently, regularly, very well for some time, the body reaches a point as if there is no infection, when truly there is an infection. And therefore in such a situation can test falsely negative, but you give any time off medicine, even if it is just 2 weeks, and you repeat the test, it will be positive.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Kamoga. Thanks always, thank you so much. In my conclusion, I would say there are 2 possible reasons why this lady tested negative in the first place when she was positive. Number 1, either she was taking her ARVs, and all 2, she was in her window period. Then the reason as to why she tested positive after a few months is that probably the window period had expired, or she stopped taking her ARVs because she was with a new partner. And then the gentleman testing negative on the second time after having affairs with this woman, is the reason could be that he was also still in his window period, and he tested positive 4 months later when the window period had expired. And therefore, this is an advice to everyone. Before you marry this beautiful person, this handsome man you want, please test them not only once but twice or 3 times in a space of 3 months to be very sure that you are taking the right person of your choice. And lastly, it is not a good idea to separate with your partner because the partner is HIV positive. It's always good to go to your counselor. The counselor will counsel you, will talk to you about how to stay with your partner when you are discordant. Thanks so much for watching Ask Dr. Uthman YouTube channel. Please leave a comment below so that I can know that you are following, and please share our videos to have a wider audience. I sign out.
Ask Dr. Uthman Samuel.
Hi Dr. Uthman, thank you for the amazing show. We are proud of you. Doctor, is it true that you can test for AIDS from the saliva? And if yes, can AIDS be spread through the saliva, especially during kissing?
What you do, you pass this spatula. Let me just open, you can close a bit. You pass it around the gum once,
Yes.
the upper gum. Okay. Then you pass it along the lower gum once,
Okay.
like this. Then after doing that,
Yes.
you get the buffer, you insert it inside.
Okay.
You leave it for some time. Then afterwards,
So how many minutes or seconds do I
you leave it
put in the buffer?
for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay.
Then after removing it from the buffer,
Okay.
you leave it to rest for what? For 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then after the 20 minutes,
After
I read
20
my
minutes,
results.
you read your results.
So we have, I'm seeing there is C and T.
As you can see, it is starting
to react.
Yes, the reactions are ongoing from this point.
I hope I am not positive.
Yes. I hope you are also not positive actually.
But
you need prayers because you never know, anything can happen. So when the reaction is going on, you leave it. We are going to see at least 2 bars, at least a bar, not 2. And when this bar comes, there is a point that is known as the T, which is that is the testing.
Today's topic is quite unusual and so interesting. Have you ever imagined yourself having twins? Actually, to many people, it's a very big blessing to have twins. In my own culture, when you get twins, you are called a salongo, and for ladies, they are called narongo. In this particular video, we would like to look at the factors that can contribute for you to have twins, and if there is anything you can do in order to have twins. Lastly, we shall also look at how you can take care of your pregnancy if you have twins. But there are 2 types of twins. Number 1, the identical twins, and number 2, the fraternal twins. What are identical twins? Identical twins are the so-called, in science, monozygotic twins. When you hear the word mono means 1, zygotic means the fetus or the younger you, the young person of you when you're still in your mother's womb. Actually, to be very sincere with you, my viewers, there is usually not much you can do about having twins. But there are some factors that can contribute to this. For example, familial history of having twins. If in your family, especially the mother's side, you had twins before, there are very high chances that you also have twins. And actually, the chances increase when you yourself, you are a twin. The folds are like 2, 3, 4 folds. Another factor here is age. Women who are 35 years and above actually have higher chances of producing twins as compared to their counterparts. Why? Because these women have reached their perimenopause period, and during this period there is hyperstimulation of the ovary, leading to production of more than one egg. And when more than one egg is produced, it means there are higher chances of you conceiving twins. However, these twins are usually non-identical, all the fraternal twins. Another big factor here is the in vitro fertilization. What do I mean by in vitro fertilization? There are circumstances where a woman cannot have fertilization within her uterus. There are women who cannot release eggs. There are men who cannot impregnate their women. And therefore what we do is to assist them in fertilization. In this process, we get an egg from the woman and a sperm from the man. Then the two are fertilized in the test tube. After some time, they can now be transplanted into the uterus. Now, what happens is that in most cases, most fertility experts will implant 2 embryos. And once these 2 embryos grow, of course, you'll have twin pregnancy. Some other factor that can increase your chances of having twins is by taking fertility drugs. I know most of you have gone to hospitals and been given fertility drugs like clomiphene. What does clomiphene do? Clomiphene increases the secretion of follicle-stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. Now, this is where the point is. When you take these drugs, they are going to increase the secretion of the luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone in your body. What is going to happen is the hyperstimulation of the ovary. And when the ovary is hyperstimulated, it may make it produce more than one egg. If more than one egg is produced, you know what will come next: the fraternal twins.